Welcome back to another episode of Barstools and Billboards podcast. With me here is my special guest, Carter Hewins. How are you doing tonight, Carter?
I'm doing great. How are you, man?
I'm pretty good, man. Man, if you want to, we'll jump right into this like I do all my other ones, and we'll just start it off from the very beginning, where it all began, what gave you the idea to start doing music, and where your love for country music came.
Yeah. Um, Thanks for having me on. It's really cool to see someone starting out. I'm starting out in music and all that, especially country music. I'm fairly new to the genre. I didn't grow up with it like a lot of people did, growing up hearing their parents or grandparents play country music. But I actually grew up with a lot of like contemporary like worship music and stuff you hear in church and actually some hymns like old hymns and stuff like that. So and that's really what I grew up on, but I didn't really discover the good country classics and classic country music and all this bluegrass and country western and all this stuff up until about like a year and a half or 2 years ago, and I just you know kind of fell in love with it and fell in love with the genre and the songwriting and all this stuff, and I just kind of fell in love with it, I guess. And it's what I do now, and I enjoy it every minute of it.
Carter, for you, where did it all start? Whenever you started writing your own songs and your own lyrics and thinking about, singing it yourself, where did that all start for you?
Um, I was really inspired by my youth pastor at my church. Um, he played guitar, and I thought that was so cool. And he actually taught me a lot of the basics and stuff like that of music and how a song works. And so I was kind of inspired by him, and he was actually the worship leader, so he'd get there up there on Sundays mornings and stuff like that and play for the church. And I always thought it was so cool, play guitar and do music and stuff. Actually he wanted to train me on drums. He needed a drummer because it was just him playing guitar. So I actually started out on a thing they call the cajon. It's like a box drum. You guys may have seen people play it on like acoustic covers or something like that, but I actually still have the cajon he gave me from like 10 years ago. And when I started out playing drums, I eventually got a drum kit, and then eventually got a guitar because I always liked the guitar and everything. But yeah, I'd say it really started with him, and then like for writing songs, he wrote his own songs, and a couple local people around here that I look up to as wrote their own music. So I always thought it was kind of cool, and listening to all these other artists and stuff like that, and just listening to music because I've always enjoyed it. It just wasn't always country music, but I mean I'd say I really started writing around middle school, so sixth or like seventh grade. I just started writing these songs, and then I actually just put them on YouTube. Just like I'd record little tracks of on GarageBand. Like I don't know if you guys know, like on iPhones and like Apple like devices and stuff like that, you can go on and on this app called GarageBand.
Right.
You can like record um, with your headphone microphone. You can record like your guitar or like drums or something like that, and that's what I do. And I record like vocals, and like I try my best to make it sound good, as good as I can. Like with I literally had my headphone mic, like the wired headphones, and I record these kind of funny songs. Really, I mean, like I took it seriously, but like there were these really funny songs And it was just like the most random stuff too. Kind of before we started recording, we were talking about Roger Miller, but my sound was like pretty similar to Roger Miller, and it was just like the most random songs, and they were pretty good. I listened back to some of them, but the first song the first song I ever wrote. This is going to be random, but it's called it was titled "Trash Bag in the Wind," and it was so stupid, and I don't even know like where it came from or what it was, but it was literally just talking about a trash bag like blowing in the wind and just like it was so weird. It's kind of the hit, honestly. I didn't have social media or anything at the time. Well, obviously besides YouTube, and my parents posted it on Facebook, like the YouTube link, and it was kind of like a hit, at least in like my area, my little town of 1,200 people. And then I just kept doing it. Like I think I wrote a song about these pair of glasses I had for like the longest time, and I called it like old pair of glasses. I wrote about how I didn't have any money to spend because I bought a guitar, like just like this little seventh grade Carter writing these songs, just putting them using my wired headphones on GarageBand, putting out these songs for my little community. So that,
So,
I really that's when I really started writing.
so your first hit song was called "Trash Bag in the Wind."
Yeah, it's not available on YouTube. You'll have to like. I don't know if I want it available. I don't know. Yeah, I might bring it back. I'll let you guys know if it's
Check the link in the description.
no. I mean, I don't know if I want to hear it.
I think everybody went through that phase of I'm gonna be a popular YouTuber.
Yeah, yeah.
But
It's kind of one of those.
so I'm talking to 20-year-old Carter here, not 17 Carter. Whenever it comes to your songwriting, you know, ideas and style, who do you think that comes more from people that you've listened to in the past? Do you feel like, and because you've mentioned Roger Miller to me, like you said before the recording started,
Yeah.
you said that you really enjoyed Roger Miller, and I've heard you say it a couple of times on your TikTok lives. Roger Miller was your favorite country singer.
Uh-huh. I'd say, yeah, Roger Miller, like, especially when I write and stuff, I always think, like maybe, like, what would Roger Miller do and stuff like that. And, like, just kind of the unexpected. Like, a lot of stuff, what I like about Roger Miller is just, you never know, he was unexpected, a lot of things, and especially country music is it's pretty predictable, like, where the next chord's going to go. And I think how Roger Miller stands out and what I really like most about him is just unpredictable, and especially in his lyrics too. It's just his songwriting was so good, and I think I've listened to all of his stuff, and I continue to listen to Roger Miller, but it's just I think that his style comes out, especially when I write. He's a really big inspiration for me.
Right. And now, when it comes to singing, how
Yeah.
long how long have you been singing?
I've been singing. So obviously I was writing songs and doing that back in middle school. So that was like 7 or 8 years ago. And then I really started singing like when I got into high school. So about 5 years ago, my freshman year, I joined. I think it was all three choir classes. I couldn't join the women's choir obviously because I'm a guy, but if I could, I probably would because I like choir that much, everything. But I really started learning how to sing it the right way 5 years ago. but I've been really singing for like 8 years. But yeah, I've learned so much. I had a really good choir teacher um, who taught me a whole bunch, and yeah, I about 5 years really.
So, me personally, I never was in choir or anything like that. How did whenever you say they taught you correctly how to sing or how to sing the right way, what do you mean by that?
Yeah, so I'm gonna like nerd out on it now. There's a there's like a right way and there's a wrong way. Um, I mean, really, I can just tell you the basics. Like the right way, you want to get a low breath. You can't really see me right now, but you want to get a low breath, like as low as you can. You don't want to sing from your throat. Um, you want to get enough air going through. You want the fast air going through. You just so many people do it wrong. It's just it gets to be where even some of the I don't even know like some of the big artists out there now. I feel like I'm kind of worried for their voices because you look at guys like Axl Rose and he can like hardly sing now or even like talk. I don't know how well he can talk even because it's just I guess of just so many years of just singing the wrong way. You just damage your vocal cords constantly. And like, I'm talking like rock guys, so I'm thinking like, like Kurt Cobain, like he had trouble vocally, like when he'd go perform, he'd had trouble. I think he'd even like cough up blood because it just damages vocal cords. And, just especially singing, a lot of guys sing from their throat, guys like Zach Bryan or Tyler Childers, they'll just, sing from their throat and it's not very good. You want to get a good, low, supported breath. You don't want tension really anywhere. And yeah, there's this whole thing. And when you feel it or when and then when you project and when you do it right, you'll know too. And it'll sound good. Other people will know too because you'll sound good, obviously. But yeah, there's a wrong and a right way to sing. Pretty much it.
So when it comes to singing, so I take it now you're doing shows and some dive bars and
Yeah.
possibly a small concert or two by now, or
Mhm.
are we looking on that aspect?
Yeah, it's mostly like local gigs. I have one coming up. It's like a small concert, 20 to 30 people kind of thing, and it's at a really cool place. It's in a recording studio, and anyway, it's just a small concert, kind of hangout, really. But it's really cool. Just so mostly where I'm at in the country, it's kind of hard to gig or find gigs, but they're around. It's just it can be hard at times, but yeah, mostly local.
So you're from North Kansas, correct?
Yeah, Northeast Kansas, pretty close to St. Joseph, Missouri.
So have you noticed a difficult time up there trying to start trending, or
Find gigs or
just in general?
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I got a couple good buddies I talk to who play music and stuff like that. I got some guys I jam with and like I said, it's kind of a smaller town and I mean, being a smaller town, there's not as many bars or good places that have live music or even ones that pay well too. Because I just don't want to. If I'm not going to go someplace and get paid $50 an hour. It's just not worth it, really. It's just and it's just places like that. It's just there's not a lot of good places to play around here. But I mean, I got some good friends, and I'm pretty close to Kansas City, so I get some gigs down there, and I'm about an hour north of Kansas City. Um, so there's definitely a whole lot of gigs down in Kansas City, but yeah, it's kind of difficult here in St. Joseph, Missouri. But yeah,
So, before we get into the singles that you dropped, do you
um,
have an EP out, or do you plan on putting an EP out?
it'd be really nice. I'm saving up money, and I'd really like to um, continue to like promote my music that I have out now, and all this just promotion and stuff, a whole bunch of promotion and all that, and social media, and doing live shows. And then I'd like to maybe one day, if I got enough money, to do an EP or even a new single, or just do a bunch of singles or something. But it'd be it'd be cool to have an EP, but I don't know. I think really the way to go now, like where I'm at, especially just being new, not a whole lot of people know who Carter Hewins is, so it's just maybe doing a single, every 2 months, or however I want to do it. But yeah, it'd be nice to go record, in Nashville, or have some really good studio players and stuff like that, and it'd be really nice.
Right. Now, when it comes to your singles, how many singles have you dropped and produced?
I got 5 out right now. I On my singles I have out, I tried to do as much as I can, like as far as music. Obviously I can play guitar, and I started out on drums. I'm a probably maybe better drummer than guitarist, but um, so I played drums on all my songs. I played piano on all my songs. I do piano too, and I can play a little bass. So I played bass, guitar, piano, drums on all my songs. I did like, I had like, I think it was 19 hours of studio time, and it was just me doing most of the parts as much as I could, at the time, a year ago or whenever it was. And so I tried to do as much as I could, and then I actually like hired a guy, because there's a lot of musicians who just work from home and they have a home studio where they can record tracks and stuff like that. So a lot of my songs are, um, I hired a guy to play like the mandolin and the fiddle, and some I think he may have played bass on one of, like an upright bass, because I wanted an upright bass on one of my songs. And there's a guy by the name of, his name's Tim Crouch, and he did a really good job on this, all the singles I hired him on. And so if I couldn't do it myself, I just hired someone to do it, and Tim really did a good job on all of
So, you said that you got mandolins and a
them.
stand-up bass. Really, in my opinion, you don't really hear a lot of the stand-up basses in any.
No, not a lot. I mean, the stuff I have out now is kind of bluegrass, like almost newgrass kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Um, and that's what I kind of went for, almost kind of folk kind of stuff. And I hired Tim. He couldn't do, well, maybe he can play steel. I don't know. The guy can play like a ton of stuff anyway. But I hired a steel guitar player, and like out of Nashville or somewhere. But he was really good on one of my songs, and but yeah, I hired all the parts I couldn't do.
So, one of those singles that you got released, it's called "How Can a Good Thing Go?"
hmm
If I'm correct. Now, what was the backstory on that one?
Um, I think it's like say friends or relationships you have with people. I you can I don't know you really like someone or love someone so much, and then sometimes maybe they just get up and leave, or just something happens or something like that. And then I think what I went for is you're kind of left with the thought of just, I don't know, how could a good thing go, kind of so fast.
Right.
That's kind of the idea I had with the song. And there's two different stories in there, but yeah, just like you're kind of left with the feeling and thought of like, whoa, how did that happen so fast? How could a good thing go? So that's what I kind of went for.
So you were sitting around one night and you just started thinking about that, or
Yeah, I was like, hey, that'd be kind of, a lot of times when I get ideas for songs and stuff like that, and I think a lot of songwriters can say the same. It's just, you get an idea in your head, you'll be like, hey, that could be a good hook, or I can, maybe that's a good first line of a song or something like that, or, that'll make a good chorus or something. And that was I thought that was a pretty good hook. Something you can rhyme a lot of words with go. So it's kind of one of those things too.
I got you. Man, if
Rhyme.
you feel up to it, I'd love to hear you, and I'm sure the other people listening and watching would love to hear you sing that one if you want to.
Yeah, I can do that. That'd be awesome.
Awesome.
Uh, Let me tune up a little bit, and we'll sing it. Doesn't look like I'm playing a guitar. I'm just kind of holding, at least on the screen. Let's tune this thing. We'll get playing. Got my guitar tuned up. How could a good thing go? This one I wrote about, I think it was like a year and a half ago or something like that. But here we go. Remember back when I first met you, we were the only two kids like in school. You recall the good times that we shared, but somewhere we stopped caring along the way. So why can't we just agree to disagree? And how can a good thing go so fast? And how can a bond so strong break like that? Like the ocean tide or the rain and snow. How can a good thing go
that one I really enjoyed hearing that one.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
I
But
like it too.
where can people go to listen to that one if they really wanted to listen to your music and stuff like that? Where's the go to? Is it Apple Music, Spotify, Pandora, or
Really anywhere you listen to music. I got YouTube Music. Um, I like YouTube Music. Spotify, Pandora, iTunes, wherever.
and they just look up Carter Hewins, correct? Or is it Carter Hewins Music?
Yep, just Carter Hewins.
Okay,
Yeah, it should be available anywhere you like to stream music. I should be there.
sounds good to me, man. So
Yeah.
I've got another song in question. Uh, Songs I Write.
Uh-huh.
That one sounds like it's got an interesting story behind it, considering you enjoy Roger Miller so much. And
Uh, yeah, it's kind of fun. There's a, it's not released yet, and I'd really like to release it. I think it'd be kind of cool one day. Uh, but there's I put out this song on like Facebook and TikTok and all this stuff of this new song that I'm thinking about releasing, and that one's called Easy Breakup. But the first few lines of the song are kind of like almost mention a girl's name that I like dated back in high school, and so there there was these rumors going around town that I was writing the songs about her, but it was like not even about her. It was about some other girl that I dated, and I've written a lot of songs about her. Anyway, there's so there's kind of a rumor going around, and I was like, hey, how am I going to put this? I'd like to put it in a song, you know, but I just thought it was kind of funny because it's like, no, it's not about you, but okay. But I was like, so it's, I don't know. It almost explains itself, but the song does. But it's kind of fun. I
all
don't
right,
know if it's recorded.
you want to play that one for the listeners and the viewers too?
Sure. Sounds cool. I'd really like to record a lot of this stuff. You know, I'd love, you know, and it's classic, you know, country. Think Merle Haggard or you know, guys like him and stuff like that. But anyway, here's an original I don't have released yet. So this one's called "Songs I Write." Let me see if my guitar's tuned, so we're good. All right, here we go. Well, I heard you heard the words to my latest song, and that look you gave to me could make any man feel wrong. I'm hurting more each day from the way you left that night, putting it in songs that I write. Hey, sometimes I can write happy songs that often turn out bad, but the way you got me feeling's got me low down and sad. I'm a country music singer, picking rhythm late at night, cooking in songs that I write. Well, I bet you might be thinking that my heart ain't over you. Let me tell you something, girl, them rumors ain't never true. If you ever get the notion to come back, then I just might put you in a song that I write. So I guess I'll keep on keeping on, doing what I do best, writing songs and living them and forgetting about the rest. I'll admit, yes, that's it, them rumors might be true. Honey, they're just songs about you.
And I don't know. I think I might have enjoyed that one better than the first one, to be honest with you.
I told you it's classic, like Merle, something Merle would sing.
That's exactly where my mind went. But I was like, yeah. Thinking that, I was like, yeah, I could see Merle. Right, kind of like that. I like that.
Thank you, man.
Yes, sir. I'm sure everybody else that listened to it or watched you perform it right then, they enjoyed it too.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a fun one.
So with you going live on TikTok and stuff like that, do you get a lot of requests for your singles right now, or?
Um, Sometimes I'll get stuff like requests for the songs I have out already, but they'll just a lot of times they'll just say, "Hey, play some originals and stuff like that," and I'll get on TikTok live for. I just get bored sometimes, being a single guy playing guitar. It's just kind of boring, and then so it's like, hey, I'm here. Like, I'll just get on TikTok live and I make a few bucks from it too, so it's not too bad of a deal, for being bored.
Yeah, might be bored when you can just go do what you're practicing to do
Yeah,
anyways.
pretty much. It's it's kind of like a live show too. I mean, I don't know, it feels about the same. I mean, like you're in your house obviously, but it's like I don't know, you can have that same energy at times too. Like there'll be a lot of people on there sometimes. I mean, when I say a lot of people, like 10 to 15, and they'll be requesting songs, which is kind of cool. You got 10 to 15 people listening to you out of everyone else. They could just be scrolling or something like that with what people do now. And, but they're listening to you. So it's kind of cool. It's kind of almost like a live show.
Right. Well, that's how I find most of the people that I've had, my guests that I've had is I'll get on a couple of times a day and I'll scroll through my feed a little bit and
Yeah.
I've scrolled my feed for about 15 minutes and let me get on the lives and I'll just sit there for sometimes hours just scrolling through lives and like I did you. I'll sit if I catch something if my ears catch something I'll stay there for a minute and I'll listen and I'll
Yeah.
see and interact with the people and I think I found you on a live. There's
Yeah,
been
I think so too.
messages that I've sent in the past couple of weeks, but
Yeah.
I think I was like, "Hey man, I'm new podcast for upcoming rising country artists, and every now and then I'll do a legend when I can get them,
Yeah.
and I'm interested in what you got, so I'll send you a DM."
I thought you were a scam at first or something because I get a lot of. I got last night I was on live and there was like I don't know. There's probably like 20 fake accounts, just these like random like girls, and they all just like added me. It was so annoying. I hate the freaking scammers and stuff like that.
Hey, followers or
Kind of
followers?
funny because I thought you were a scam or something at first. I'm like, what is this guy?
That's a problem that I'm afraid is costing me some of my guests is because I'm so low in followers
Yeah,
at the moment that I feel like it kind of looks sus, and I know it looks sus on y'all's end.
yeah,
And that's why I kind of try and word it the way I word it, the way it's, a bot's not going to tell you, hey man, love what you got. I'll DM you in a little bit, and whenever you get the chance, check it out. And I'll tweak it as much as I can to make it look like, ah, I'm
yeah.
real, you know?
I'm real. Yeah, yeah. Because a lot of those are just like I don't even know what the point. I don't even know what the point of them even doing that is, what do they want money or something? I really don't know. I don't see the point in doing all the fake accounts and all this crap that goes on.
I feel 1,000 times% better whenever I go to message somebody and I go on their page and I see email. It's like if for booking, email so and so or you know uh, contact me at here's my email and I'm like okay, so a bot's not gonna sit there and go through the trouble to send you an email.
Mhm.
I mean, at that point, the least you can do is just message me back and be like, "No, I'm good," or
Yeah.
"I'll pass," or it's not gonna hurt my feelings at all. I'm used to being told no, so especially at this point, I've been I
Yeah,
think
man,
ghosted.
I hope you get more followers and stuff.
Do what?
I hope you get more followers, and start building that up, because then
Hey,
I feel
we are
like
on the way of doing that.
people
I think
trust and
within the
stuff
last
like that,
2 weeks.
just the more videos you put out, you'll get more views, I think. I
Right.
think.
I'm guilty of not keeping up with my TikTok videos, and it's just in general. I'll be honest right now. I hate posting on social media.
Yeah, it sucks. I mean, like I said, I just do it. I mean, number one for promotion to kind of maybe get some more followers, but I just kind of do it because I get bored and stuff like that sometimes, and it's just I don't know, but it can be kind of annoying. If at any point I had the chance or opportunity to have someone run my social media, I'd take it because I hate social media. I got it like a year ago,
Yeah.
and yeah, I don't have Snapchat. I don't have a lot of this stuff. I have Instagram. You can go follow me on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok. By the way, I'm on there.
Going back to posting on social media and stuff like that. And how have you seen your gain on social media since you started posting it on social media? How's that been for you?
Um, I think I've gotten a lot better, especially like musically and stuff like that, and vocally and all this stuff. And it's just I feel like it challenges me really well. And my gain, as far as it's been steady. It hasn't been like fast or anything. I haven't like blown up or anything. But I'll it's kind of funny because I'll post like random, like just kind of funny video every once in a while, and I have them pinned. If you go to my social media, I have a lot of them pinned. It's just like random stuff. But those are the ones that do the best. And then I'm like here doing my music, and then it's kind of funny because it's like I get some followers from that, more followers from the funny videos that I post that are not music related. Well, maybe some of them are, but it's just kind of funny because I'm like check out my music too. It's just it's my game. It's been steady. As far as followers and likes, it's definitely gone up a lot here in the last 5 or 6 months. So it's been nice to see.
Right. Has there been any advice given to you to help you kind of see your way through all of this?
Yeah. Um, obviously I'm just starting out. Not a whole lot of people know about me, but there's some guys that I recorded at their studio. It's a studio called GFM Studios in Blue Springs, Missouri, and they've given me so much like good advice, and they just like supported me and all this stuff. It's been crazy. They're just some of the nicest guys you'll ever meet, and they really gave me so much advice. And they continue to give me so much advice, free. It's just like they take their time because they believe in me and stuff like that, and which is really nice. It's two guys who run the studio. They're in Blue Springs. If you're in the area or whatever, if you want to record some music or something, then I'd highly suggest to go to GFM Recording Studios in Blue Springs because those guys, they've given me so much advice here in the past year and a half, or it's been over a year actually, but it's, yeah, I'd say those guys and some of my buddies here locally, they've given me some really good advice. But yeah, one of my best friends. His name is Cade Paulsgrove. He does music too. You guys have to check him out, but give him a free shout out. You ought to have him on the podcast. That'd be pretty cool. You
I'll definitely look into them. Which I mean,
on?
like I explained to you, that's what I'm in this for is to
Yeah.
cover the undiscovered and
Mhm.
give them a spotlight.
He's been gigging longer than me, and I think we've been doing music for about roughly the same time. But anyway, he's really good. You need to. I'll have to send you his info, and he'd be really good to have on the podcast.
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely be sure to look into him.
You need to. I'll also have to send you his TikTok after this. But yeah. I mean him and obviously my parents and giving me good advice and just it's been good. I've been lucky and to have people around me to give me all this good advice.
So since you don't want to give mom and dad a free shout out, I'll give them one. Shout out to mom and dad.
Yeah.
Mr. and Miss Hewins.
Yep.
uh, Little fun question I like to ask some of my guests. What is your goal for Carter Hewins for 10 years from now?
10 years from now,
10 years from now, where do you want Carter Hewins to be? What do you want him to be doing?
I'd really like to be doing music like full time would be like the dream, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, I'd like to have a family and all this stuff, and I don't know. I really don't know for sure. I right now, I'm only being only 20 years old. I just, you have all these dreams and stuff, and I'd really like to do music full time is really the dream, whether it be signed to a label or something like that, and working like that and touring and stuff like that, that'd be so cool. But like then again, I don't know. I mean, be kind of cool to have a family, get a house, wife, kids, all that. But I'd really like to be doing music. That'd be so cool. That's the dream. 10 years from now, they say it usually takes around 10 years, you know,
Yeah.
or more. I mean, some of those guys, I know like Willie Nelson he was like 35 before he got a hit or something like that. He's kind of
Look
old,
at Vern Gosdin. Vern Gosdin had to take 2 tries at country music.
really.
Yep. And the second, if I remember correctly, what made him try it for the second time? The first time he was in a group called the Gosden Brothers. It was him and his brother, and they didn't take off as much as he wanted to. And then he started again after he heard a George Jones song come on the radio while he was working in I want to say an appliance store.
Really?
He thought to himself, he's like, what am I doing here? I could be doing that same thing. And then he went back out. He got a couple of things going for him, and then he did some stuff with Emmylou Harris. And before you knew it, Vern Gosdin, he was one of the people at the top of the charts. He finally had made it. And if I'm not mistaken, whenever he finally made it, I think, don't hold me to it, but I think he was somewhere in his 50s whenever he finally made it.
Dang, I didn't realize that. I didn't know how old he was, before he actually, finally made it,
Right. So he's actually from a place, I want to say it was called Oakland. Yeah, I think that sounds right. Oakland, Alabama. It's a little bit outside of Auburn, and he grew up singing in the cotton fields and stuff like that, and that's what gave him his start was singing while working.
Really?
Yep.
That's cool. I didn't realize that, his backstory and stuff. And I listened to a lot of his music. He's got some really, I mean, just great stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
So it'll happen eventually. Hopefully sooner than whenever you're 50. That
Yeah.
way
Maybe
you
when
can
I'm
be the
50.
modern day Vern Gosden. But
Maybe
hey,
it'll
but
be
I
20
mean
years.
that'd be a compliment
20,
too.
30
If
years.
somebody calls you the modern day Vern Gosden, I would take that as it was gold because his nickname, I don't know if you know this or not, but his nickname was The Voice.
Really?
Yep, his nickname was The Voice because apparently he had the voice of country music, and I believe George Jones is the one that gave him that nickname.
Really? He sounds a lot, pretty similar to George.
If you listen to a song that's called Three or Four Times a Day, it's about, he starts it off with like drink one or two. Uh, that's what Dr. Tender says, or whatever the doctor's name is. It's like three or four times a day.
Oh, like, yeah. I think I've heard that one, but
I like it. It's one of my favorite Ron Gosling songs, and there's a couple parts in it where you'll get confused if you don't know exactly who you're listening to because just the way that he pitches his voice, he does I call it the George Jones whine, or
yeah, it's a one. Yeah,
but he does it pretty much exactly similar to George Jones, and
yeah.
you don't know who you're listening to, you'll get it confused real quick.
Um, they're similar. They're great though, both.
Right. Right, man. Before we hop off here and I get you closes out with one of your last songs that I've
Yeah.
got in mind for us, you got any advice for some of the new people that's looking to get into the industry?
Um, I say as far as like getting better and stuff like that. What I've done is, and what I've heard people say is just I like as far as practicing and stuff like that, which is probably the biggest. And practice as much as you can. When I get off work, it's like 2 or 3 hours. I'm just playing music, whether it be on my drums or guitar or piano or just vocals and just singing and writing songs or learning songs. I think one of the big thing is especially with like iPhones and recording and stuff like that. Record yourself, listen back to yourself, and see how you sound. I feel like if you have social media and you want to do social media, just post a video on TikTok or Reel or something, and try to make it sound good. Take like it'll take my 30 or 40, 50 takes sometimes for me to do a video. Sometimes when I was starting out, but like you just get better and stuff like that. But I think with the technology we got now, one of the biggest things, just getting better is just practicing, obviously.
Right.
And one of those biggest thing is recording yourself. I feel like that's something I learned from my vocal teacher. It's always good, it's been another vocal tip too. It's always good to have a good amount of space, as far as your mouth and your, just uh, yeah, just good amount of space and just air and just good posture. You don't want to be slouched over like I am right now, but you've yeah, just recording yourself. I'd say it's one of the biggest things that's helped me, and just practicing, listening to music, listening to new artists, like even just talking to you, Moody. Just like I'm learning all these new artists and country music and stuff. Just listening to all those guys and just going through all the music. Even just the deep cuts, the hits, whatever. Just going through it all and just listening and practicing and just. I mean, I personally like I've gotten so much better. I feel like in the last year, it's just crazy how much progress I made.
Right.
But yeah, and obviously writing, if you're a writer, a songwriter, try to write something at least every day, every other day. Sometimes for me, it's like a couple times a week or just once a week. Some days, some weeks, I just get busy and I just don't get motivated some weeks. But sometimes it'll be like that, you don't get motivated and it's just, I feel like everyone gets to be like that with hobbies or your business or something, but yeah, I'd say write a lot too. It will help out a ton.
Carter, thank you for sharing that advice.
Yeah,
Somebody out there will definitely take that to heart, and they'll
yeah,
use some of it at least to their advantage, and
yeah.
maybe you've helped at least one person out, which that's the whole plan, anyways, huh?
I hope at least one person hears it.
Well, man, if you want to, I'd like to hear that song "Easy Breakup." Before you start singing on it for just a minute,
Huh?
would you care to give us a little backstory to the song?
Yeah, sure. There's I don't think she'll hear this, but anyway, there's a girl
Right.
I talked to,
Uh-oh.
and it's actually about a year ago or whatever, and I really liked her, but she, I don't know, just it's kind of like a country song, the way she left, just we were just talking one night and she just got up and left, didn't say goodbye, and
You got an Irish goodbye, huh?
yeah, so it'll do stuff to you, but yeah, it's that's where this song came from and where a lot of my songs come from. So it's just, just country music, just a lot about heartbreak and all that kind of stuff. I do write some love songs sometimes, occasionally, when I'm feeling good, but it's, this.
Well, I don't know how soon, how often that is, because according to what I got right here, it ain't very often.
It ain't very often. Like that one I played earlier, I wrote, sometimes I can write happy songs that often turn out bad, but the way you have me feeling, it's got me low down and sad.
But, man, if you want to, go ahead and take it away.
Yeah, man. All right, this one is called Easy Breakup by Carter Hewins. Here we go. It's been hard getting over my pretty four-leaf clover. She got up and left me just about a year ago today. I tried and I tried to keep her satisfied, but all the work ain't worth it when she don't love you anyway. It's an easy breakup, but it ain't easy after all. Maybe we could make up if you just give me one last call. Well, there's still an ember in my heart, I still remember. Hey, I've got it marked the day you broke my heart, the day you fell apart. Well, some days it hits me, and some days it don't. If I seen you today, would you look my way? Already know you won't. I'll never get over, I guess I'll stay the same. What I'd give just to see you again, hear you call my name. It's an easy breakup, but it ain't easy after all. Maybe give me one last call. Well, there's still an ember in my heart, I still remember. Hey, I've got it marked the day you broke my heart, the day we fell apart. Yeah, I've got it marked the day you broke my heart, the day we fell apart. Thank you.
Man, that one was awesome.
Yeah.
that one, I think that one tastes the cake for me, to be honest with you.
Thank you so much, dude.
Yes, sir. Before we jump off here, when are you expecting to release that one?
Oh, I'd really like to record it as soon as possible. Like I said, I'd really like to go to Nashville, and I've got a buddy who goes to this studio. It's called, if I remember, it's called Alabama Sound Company or Alabama Sound or something like that in Nashville. And I'd really like to go. They got some good studio players, they hire and stuff like that. And I'd really like to save up enough money and go and record there one day as soon as possible. So could be the next year, probably a year from now. I'd really like it to be sooner, but I'm just trying to save and just all that, man. It's kind of tough sometimes, but hopefully the next year.
Well, Carter, I really appreciate you coming on to the show tonight.
Yeah,
Fun. I hope you've had a lot of fun.
it's been great.
Awesome. Well, man, I appreciate all the singing and the little bit of storytelling that we've had.
Yeah.
And
Thanks for having me. It's really been good. It's kind of cool to have, me, I'm starting out and then you're starting out. It's cool to have, that going on, two young guys just trying to get out there and just on that daily grind of just putting stuff out, It's really a pleasure to meet you.
absolutely, Carter, I've enjoyed my time meeting you and getting to know you and stuff like that. And maybe a few years from now, I'll run into you at the CMA or something, and I'll come up with a big old microphone. And
Dude, yeah, man. Maybe I'll have a big old nice Stetson hat. We'll all be making the money.
yeah, we'll be in bow ties.
Get to-
What was it? What was it on Step Brothers? They said whenever they were in their tuxedos at the job and everything, he's like, "You guys wearing tuxedos?"
We'll be wearing tuxedos, man.
Because tuxedos are cool,
Or with my hit song and in your hit podcast.
right? Well, Carter, man, I hope you have a good rest of the night and all the best, buddy.
Yeah, dude.
All right, we'll see you later, man.
See you later, bro. Nice meeting you.